Hey everyone, welcome back to another live. I'm Ross with Coach and Apparel, and today I know this is an old video, but this is just something that re-popped up on my timeline, and I just thought it's so funny because it's so true, right? And anyone that has kids that are playing in competitive sports knows this feeling. So it's a clip from a Steve Harvey show. So let's watch it and check it out real quick. It's entitled "We Become Those Parents."
Anticipate becoming were sports parents. Um, so, for anyone who's ever spent most of your free time schlepping kids to practice or to tournaments or games,
That's a lot of
and
those.
the hotels that you gotta, whatever extra little money you have, the hotels, the
Food,
food, the
yeah,
friends, the teammates.
and not it's not only that, but it's also the activities, right? So like when we went to again for soccer with Cocker, we played in Dallas Cup, and so Dallas Cup it's good because and in higher level leagues, right? ECNL, MLS Next, they only let you play one game per day, which is good. You know, I know in soccer tournaments they cram 4 or 5 games into one weekend, and it's tough, right? It's tough, especially for field players. Goalkeepers maybe not so much, but field players it's tough. So Dallas Cup they string that along over a week, and so you're staying there, you know, and so you play your one game during the day, and then what are you supposed to do with these kids and keep them entertained so they don't go to the hotel and get in much trouble? You have to give them activities to do, right? So that costs money as well. Obviously the food, maybe the hotel has free breakfast, but other than that, you got to cover lunch, dinner, snacks, the travel to and from the games, and just keeping them entertained, and activities that they can do. And I think one time they actually went to the beach. Um, so that was not for Dallas Cup, but at a tournament they actually went to the beach, which that's nice, right? And it's also budget friendly, a day at the beach.
And you've traveled, you've given up your weekend, and you go to this tournament, and everyone's hyped, and your child decides they're not going to give a full effort.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
yeah, and that's something that I always get on Cocker. We spend so much time training. He has so many hours of training, and we've added it up. I mean, it's 10, 12, 15 hours, and with a week of training, games, anything sports related, and he does training so much that it's frustrating when he just doesn't apply. And this was younger. He's gotten a lot better now, but when he was younger, it's frustrating because you do something over and over and over and over, and then in the game, it doesn't happen. So that's why we play so many games with him. We used to go to 7v7 games, adult games, youth games, indoor games. Sunday league. We were playing so many games with him so that he could get more practice and get more reps in. But yeah, it is frustrating when you spend so much time going to training and they just don't do what they practiced.
Dan, me and Dwayne lose our minds. We're like, we'll start off like we're just gonna sit here. You
Let's rewind it a little bit.
understand? Me and Dwayne lose our minds. We're like, we'll start off like we're just gonna sit here, like we're not gonna draw attention to ourselves. This is
Yeah.
really about the kid, and then it turns into The Shining. What is happening? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're like, I gave up like what little sleep I had to come here, and you're not going to get back on defense. I will snatch you like I will snatch you off of this court. Like I can't want it more than you. Like we're those parents who give like halftime lectures in the middle of the
I can't
game.
want this more.
Yeah, and that's something that I see. I get it. I get it. I see it, especially with goalkeeper parents or just soccer parents in general. When we go to see the younger games, for us it's we've gone through it already. So, but we go and see some younger players that we know, and I see it all the time where the parents are coaching and they're trying to coach their own kid, and it's just yeah, it's just kind of funny. But we've been through it. I get it. We want you want to make sure your son or daughter is doing the best they can and making the most out of it. But it's just, yeah, everything she's saying about this is completely true.
But then you,
We're those people.
really,
We're those people.
it's good for y'all to hear this because y'all think it's just y'all.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, you
no,
give up all
that's
your
every
time, like you've put it all, like, and it's expensive, you know.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like on our last live we talked about the $1,000 whatever it is that they said that is the cost of a sport, which is applies to high school, but definitely not to club. And obviously these people, they're not playing they're obviously playing in clubs. So any kind of club or competitive team sport is going to cost a lot of money. And I always would tell Kahaku too, it's not always about the money too. It's your money and time. That's the two things that I hate to waste is money and time. You know, you don't want to waste your money, obviously, but you don't want to waste your time either. You spend so much time, like she said, driving them around and getting them to practice and getting them to training and while you're there practice depending on where it is like unfortunately our practices were all either in like the downtown area of Las Vegas or up in Northwest and we're nowhere near there. So it's you go up there, the practice is an hour and a half, you really can't go anywhere. I mean, you can go to maybe the store, maybe get some errands out of the way, but for the most part you're stuck. And so, you're sitting there, you just waiting for them to finish practice, and then you bring them home, and so it's not only the money, it's the time, right? You don't want to waste the time or money.
And then they're not going to try. Like, I don't care if you lose, but you're going to try. You're
Yeah, that's true. It's yeah. I told Kago too. Yeah, we don't care if you lose, right? Especially when you're younger. That's another thing that people miss out too is it's development. You have to work on development, and I know it's so hard for parents to fathom that, right? They just want to win. All they want to do is win, and it's really about development, right? Like, and so that's why we played so many games with Kaku is because he can make the mistakes early. Make the mistakes early when you're young, so that when you get to high school or you're U16, U17, U18, and you're looking at college or maybe trying to get to an academy, you've made a lot of those mistakes already, so you know what to do next time, right? Mistakes is where you learn, and so that's why it's good to try and make mistakes and work on development, not necessarily just about winning.
you're gonna have your hands up on defense. How about that? Like, don't watch Dad. Dad gets paid a lot of money, and if when Dad shots, and he's like, "Where does he get it from?" I'm like,
Yeah,
See, that's great.
I don't mess up takes on my show.
right.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's what she's saying is 1000% absolutely true. And if you have a child that's in a club or competitive sport, then you know exactly what she's talking about, and everything she said was 100% true. So anyway, I know this was a very old video, but it was just fun. I know that the seasons are starting, MLS Next is starting, soccer season is starting. So, or not really starting, but just picking back up. So just you know, have fun out there with your kids. It goes by fast, and hopefully they achieve everything that they want. They can play at that next level if that's what their intentions are, and just hopefully they can apply what they learn in training and not to waste any time or money. All right, so that's it. Thanks again for joining us live. Just a quick one again, just going over things that I've seen. So anyway, subscribe to the Cogent Apparel YouTube channel, and thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.